The Land Rover Defender 110 is a car I've always imagined myself liking, but I didn't think I'd like it this much. From the looks to the size to the perfect balance between luxury and utility, I think I might have found my perfect car. Guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to Lucy on Cars. Today is a video that I've been very excited to make. We have got a Defender 110 for the whole weekend to enjoy, to live with, to experience, and to potentially buy. Well, not this exact one, but you guys know we've got our 3 Series on a lease. That's coming to an end next year. And this is currently in the, well, actually now I think it might be in the lead for the next new car we buy. You know, we've got our older Range Rover L322. We're also looking to get a Porsche 911. I think we both like having a newer car and an older car at the same time. This is in the running for the newer one. So we thought having it for the weekend is a perfect way to experience it and see if it's actually worth us looking more into. So for me, I'm very much a person who likes, I do like the luxuries in life, but I don't like when things go too modern. For me, this is like the best of both worlds. It's a car that I sort of have a smile on my face as I drive around, and I feel really good in it. It makes me happy, it makes me smile. I like how high up you are on the road, and to be honest, it has definitely exceeded my expectations. And don't get me wrong, I do fully understand that these aren't the most reliable cars. That's why I would like to buy a newer one so it's still under warranty. Top tip, I have got something today that I'm going to fit in the car to enhance its capabilities. We've got some fun plans this weekend. We're going to be going off-roading. We're going for some nice muddy walks. We're going into the countryside. We're here down in Sussex. Some people have been known to call it Land Rover country because once you sort of come off the coast a little bit, you just see Land Rovers absolutely everywhere. So the sponsor of today's video is a company called 3W who make really lovely car mats. They do them for a number of brands, and we are going to be fitting them today because I don't know about you, if I get mud all over here, I don't want to have to do a full clean of my car every single time I wear muddy boots in it, which is quite a lot. So having high quality car mats that are easy to clean, detachable, they've even got a carpet you can attach to the top. It just means that you're really able to use this car to its full potential, not have to worry about the mud and the mess. I think the traditional Defender obviously is very different to how it looks today. Traditionally, you see people with a pressure washer, not just doing the outside of the car, doing the inside, which you can't even comprehend for these days. Like, can you imagine going on that leather with a pressure washer? It would just be horrendous, not to mention the electrics. But although this is luxury, it does somehow strike that balance where it does still feel more rugged. I think that's the best word, rugged, utilitarian, you know what I'm trying to say. With things like these exposed bolts here, I absolutely love them all along the door here as well. I just think it's such a good look. You've got handles everywhere to grab onto. It's a really beautiful car. So this specific car we've got today, it's the 3-litre diesel. It's got a straight 6 engine. It's got 295 brake horsepower, a 0 to 60 of 6.8 seconds. They do a 5-litre V8 supercharged version, which is like 518 brake horsepower. The size of the car and like the weight of the car with the engine it's got actually feels very adequate and very quick. You can pick these up for like 60 to, 120 grand, like the top spec. But really, like I'd say the average, I think this one was about £75,000. So before we go out for a drive, we are going to fit these car mats. So firstly, I do love this boot. The fact that it opens like an actual door. I'm not sure how you get on with that in a supermarket car park if someone was parked behind you, as they often are. So I did unbox these a few days ago. Nice. I love the print, it's like a tyre. Little badge on the bottom there. The carpet mats are also super comfy. They're actually an optional extra. Installing and removing them is super easy. If you're heading off on an outdoor adventure, they can be really quickly clipped off and then clip back on when you're back into city driving. The full mat set, including the boot liner and the carpet, is only £279.90, and that's after getting the 20% off with my discount code. Never been the smoothest unboxer. It's like Christmas morning. Okay, it's a nice sunny day. I'm going to pop these out in the sunshine for a few hours to take out any of the folds. I have to say this is a far thicker pile than I have in my carpets at home. Aired them out in the garden to get rid of any of the sort of creases from where they've been packaged up. And now, these are designed to fit like a glove. So we literally just have to come in. We've got the little holes here to pop them in. So we're going to get them straight in the car. They're made from TPE, so they're completely odorless. Now, we recently bought a very cheap boot mat for our L322, and basically it stinks, and it still stinks, and it's been in the car for about 3 months. There's no smell here, odorless, which means family friendly, pet friendly, and it's right, completely fits like a glove. It looks like it's part of the car. It looks like it was designed, well, it was designed to be made for the car, but it looks like it was part of the actual original design with Land Rover. So we're just going to go to the driver's side now. So of course this is the carpet part of it, and then if we unclip this little bit here, it pops off. Because we're doing a little bit of pottering, we're going to go grab a coffee. We are going to keep the carpets on for now. So again, we're literally just going to slide this underneath the pedals, super easy, and again pop it on with these little clips. So good, isn't it? And again, you wouldn't even know this was an add-on, to be honest. It's just so seamless. And I'll just show you it without the carpet quickly now. So it just really matches the look of the car. And actually, if you look at this pattern here, and then look at this pattern here, it's the same. So it literally looks like a product from Land Rover, but it's not. It's from 3W.
And as for the design, 3W's inspiration comes from the actual car's design itself. And that's not only on this Defender, but on the other ones they do. So they're all totally unique designs where the actual car has been the full inspiration for how they look.
And now maybe the slightly more fiddly one, putting them in the back, but it's still easy enough to do on your own. We'll just slide them down here. Doesn't help that George and I have got long legs, so we've put our seats really far back, but same again, pop them down. Oh, it's so easy. I've just popped it on again here, and then it's got the rubber that goes across the middle. So if you did have someone sitting in the middle, you're fully protected all the way up to here. And lastly, the boot mat. Love a boot mat. The quality of these is great as well, just handling them. We're just gonna throw it in the back here, pop it underneath here, literally just slide it in. Simple as that. We're now fully kitted out everywhere. Because if I was buying one of these, I mean, if I was buying a new Range Rover, I don't know if I'd be throwing it around and driving off into the countryside and getting my muddy boots in it. I think I'd be a bit more protective over it. But if I'm getting one of these, I want to know that I can do what I want with it and not worry about a bit of mud and a bit of dirt. And use a Defender for what a Defender is for. Love the lights at the back, by the way. We'll get onto the whole looks of the car later, but how cool is that? It looks like something my child would play with. It looks like some sort of building block thing. Very cool. Right, anyway, we're going to hop in now for a drive. We're heading for a nice countryside walk. It's a nice day today, making the most of that. I've got the gilet out because it is a little bit crisper, but the sun is shining, can't complain. 3W have actually given me a discount code where you can get 20% off their website or 15% off on Amazon. And the code is Lucy on Cars. Very easy to remember. And there's going to be a link below as well if you wanted to check their website out. Also, while I'm here, if anyone's got one of these cars and there's a reason for me not to buy one, because right now all I'm seeing is positives. If anyone's got one or owned one or has an experience with one that is negative, please comment below and let me know, because I'm finding it hard to imagine myself not owning one of these at this point. Let's go for a drive, tell you more why that is. You can see why I've fallen in love with it in the very short space of time that I've had it in. But I just love it. It's just the best. It ticks pretty much every box there is to tick. And oh, one of my favourite parts, it's got a gear stick. It's not got a twisty knob. It's not got a silly little button to press. It's got a chunky thing you can hold on to. I love it. And there's not too many buttons. It's simple but effective. I'm not sure that's a very nice slogan, the Defender. Simple but effective. The Land Rover are very insulted right now. It's quite quiet. It's quieter than I thought it would be. That's how it sounds starting up. Nothing like my L322. This actually sounds like it wants to start. My L322 sounds like it would rather have stayed asleep. But anyway, hop in, come for a drive with me and discover with me what it's like to live with one of these. So like I said earlier, we've got a 3-litre inline 6 engine with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. And size-wise, I mean, I'm fairly used to driving a big car anyway, but it is quite a long car. So this is obviously the long wheelbase. You can get the short wheelbase, which is a fair bit smaller. So we're 187.4 inches long. Might mean nothing to you, it's a bit of a random statistic, but maybe you've got another car you're comparing it to and that actually means something. And we're 77.4 inches high. So it's fairly high up on the road. And I mean, we're in normal height right now. We've got air suspension, which gives us from 8.5 in access mode to 11.5 inches of clearance. So handling wise, it's great actually. There's no sort of roll. You can really throw it around corners and it just sticks. And I know I feel like I said that in every single review I do, but genuinely I was quite surprised. Like it drives like a car drives, as opposed to what you'd expect from kind of like an off-roady vehicle. Sometimes you think it's gone too utilitarian and it's actually not fun to drive. This has actually still got the nice handling, really light, which surprised me. I usually am more keen on a bit of a, what's the opposite of light, heavy steering, because it feels like you're getting a bit more feedback, but it feels like you've got to kind of work more to steer, which feels more like you're driving an actual car than something too modern. But I don't mind the lightness of the steering. It makes it very easy to get around, especially when you're doing like turns in the road or something. You can kind of do the one-hander. Visibility wise, I mean, you've got pretty good visibility. Obviously we've got a ginormous tyre on our back. If we do this little button here, it turns into a camera, and I like how short the windscreen is. It's not too short that you can't see anything. Still got great visibility, but it's almost like the older Defenders when they're a bit more stocky and a bit less spaceship. I feel like most modern cars, the windscreen kind of slopes down. It's a bit sporty, a bit more racing car, a bit more streamlined. But this is like, nope, I'm upright. I am a Defender, and it's like being true to its predecessors. I also love the sunroof. The paint colour is called Santorini Black, if you were interested, and it's all fully blacked out, which I think, if it was my car, I don't think I'd go for black. I think I like a green or a beige or a brown or a countryside colour, you know, like mud. But I think some people probably would love the whole black on black spec. The windows are also very square at the front, which I like. I just like square things. It's like when I was comparing the L322 and the L405. The L322 is square and it's boxy and you know where you are and it's easy to manoeuvre. The L405 has gone into that like curviness, which I don't like as much. I like a box, I like a square. The indicator noise is funny. It's very ticky, very high-pitched kind of light sound. I've never reviewed an indicator noise before, but I feel like it needs pointing out. It feels quite analog, the noise, quite like it's a nice noise. I think I've nailed why I like this car so much, because I think I found a modern car that's still square. There's real buttons and knobs, there's real character. It's not just curvy, rounded, softened, 100 buttons for everything. This is like a simple, I really hope this is coming across right on camera. In my head, it makes perfect sense. It feels like the perfect mix between a car that you're incredibly comfortable in. It can do anything you want. You can take this through the snow. You can tow with it. You can go off-roading. Also, you'd very happily drive to town in it and get yourself a cup of coffee or do your food shop like we're going to do later. But it also wouldn't seem too out of place on a farm. I think that's my perfect car. And I didn't think that existed anymore until now. Okay, we're going to nip around this lorry quickly. I'm going to put my foot down, do a quick speed test. Quite a nice sound, to be fair. So it's up to 70. It's obviously, it's not the quickest thing I've ever driven, but you've definitely got like the speed you need. It feels safe enough how fast you can get up to speed. Anyway, we're coming up now for where we're going to go for a little walk, enjoy the nice weather, get as dirty and muddy as we like because of our 3W car mats, and maybe show some of the off-road capabilities of this car. It's also got locking differentials, so if we did any extreme off-roading, it's more than capable. Oh, there's a tractor coming, how fitting. I'm gonna get out of its way quickly. Is it gonna slow down? How are the brakes on a tractor? We're good. And it can also ford through 35 inches of water, which is quite a bit. So we're just gonna find a little car park up here. This is called Sisbury Ring, if you don't know, if you're not from the area. Which, interestingly, this model here is cheaper than the XC90 we borrowed, and I like it about 5 times more, which is wild. So we're gonna pop into off-road height now. Click of a button. By the way, these buttons were all designed with wearing gloves in mind. So we haven't got things like touch screen down here. If you're on your farm and you need to do your buttons and you've got your gloves on in the depths of winter, we've got our proper like knobs and dials here and the actual clicky buttons, which is always good. So we're on a bit of a narrow bumpy lane here and we're just flying through. I'm just not feeling anything. Like I'd happily have like a glass of water here and like not worry about it spilling as like a test, or if I was like carrying a birthday cake, maybe not while driving. Yeah, amazing. So smooth, effortless, totally effortless. Okay, a little bit windy up here. Just gonna go for I don't think we'll go for too long of a walk, maybe half an hour or something. You can kind of go up the hill here. It's quite nice. Nice views at the top. Okay, back at the Defender. It's nice to come home to actually. So now we're back. I don't really want to get these carpets dirty, so I'm going to unclip them, detachable carpets. And now it doesn't matter if we get my, I mean, look at my boots. It's not so much mud today, it's more dust and there's a big rock in it. I'll get that out for starters. This dust will just leave footprints all over the carpet. So the fact that we can just hop in now, yeah, I'm gonna take my side out as well. Already filthy, and keep these nice and clean. I'm just gonna pop these in the boot for now so they're out the way. Can't believe how dusty it is up here. Like even look at the car here. It's just like on this glass, look at that. It's crazy. Okay, so looks-wise, obviously this is a very big car. It's very simple, but that's not meant to be a negative. It's very much not got too much going on at the front. For example, the front grille, it's just, there's no like garish fanciness. It's just simple. I mean, obviously the all black probably helps with that. It makes it look very blended. We've got a nice chunky Defender badge all the way along, and even the Land Rover badge, it just looks nice and smooth. It's a completely flat Land Rover badge, which of course makes it look a bit more modern than the usual like curvy ones, but I do like that. And I also really like the other little features like these lines along here and here. It's like very utilitarian. I feel like I use that word too often, but it is the best word to describe this sort of thing. Huge chunky tyres here. Obviously we're in off-road height. Look at this. This is actually so, like my whole entire head could fit in there. 20-inch alloy wheels, Scorpion Zero tyres, so nice and chunky. They're not actually as chunky as you'd expect almost, but I guess these are like all seasons rather than all terrains. Like I said, it does both. It ticks both boxes for you. I love the shape at the back, nice and square. Around the back, of course, like I said before, the boot opens this way, and I had better get in it for a boot test. as we do. I mean, I'm gonna have to do a bit of a run up to get in here. We've got some serious height on us. Excuse me. There we go, we're in. So, boot wise, I mean, it's not the biggest boot in the world, but it's completely what you'd need. It's not a Volvo V70 boot where it's like a long boot you could fit a door in. It's big enough. It's a bit smaller than the XC90 boot, I'd say, but you have got plenty of space in here. What's all that? There's buttons here. I'm literally lifting into the air as we speak. Buttons here to raise and lower the boot, I suppose, for like easy access getting things in and out. And you've also got a light button here which turns the lights on and off, but why would you want that? I can't think of the reason why you'd want that. We've got a button for the tow bar, which I assume is coming up on between my legs, is it? I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, perfect. Oh, there you go. That was quite sudden, but very cool that it's all electric. Oh, I really sat on it then. Let's put that away. Can go back now. I love these rings as well here. Look at that. Is it going back? That is amazing. Look at that. Yeah, the tow hooks, they just look great. God, that's a very noisy tow bar, isn't it? We're done. We're done. And now if we hop inside the car, we'll talk about the interior quickly. A lot going on, but not too much going on. The screen is actually more modern than I expected it to be, but very easy to use, very straightforward. I mean, it does what it, like, there's not much to say about this, to be honest with you. I feel like most cars these days have a screen of some sort and it does going to do what you want it to do. There's a wade sensing mode. Do not exceed vehicle limits and capabilities. Please start vehicle to view. I don't know what I'm doing here, I just want to have a look what it does. To increase maximum wade depth, select off-road height. That's amazing. Minimum sensor trigger depth, 4 inches. So you'd actually be able to do a lot of like forward driving and like you could feel quite confident in this because it's got the modern features, whereas if you're in like an older car, you'd be a bit more, I don't know, I'd be a bit more nervous. We've got the exact degree the car is sat at right now, so we're slightly tipping forward and we're slightly leaning to the left. The steering wheel is lovely. It's leather around the edge, and then we've got like a little plasticky bit here that's in a light grey colour. It's very big and comfortable. I love the simplicity of Defender. Fair few buttons on it, heated steering wheel, etc. And then in front, we've only got 2 very simple dials. So again, we're not trying to get too fancy. And then, like I was saying earlier, all the handles, all the things you can hold on to. So we've got a handle here as you get out the car. This is all kind of like a handle almost here. There's just space everywhere. There's space underneath here. So there's a huge bit of storage underneath. This is a nice big storage compartment just here. Massive armrest. And I love all the sort of the leather going along here. It's just been designed really nicely. We've got USBs and plugs everywhere, USB-C and then a regular USB, as well as one up here. So they've really thought about like the driver and the passenger. The seats are incredibly comfortable. I've actually not thought much about the seats because I've just sort of slotted into them literally. But yeah, very comfy seats, nice chunky headrest. And I really like the little windows at the back. I hope you can see them from where you are. It's just a really nice feature. I don't know what the point is, but I like it. And already, just from talking, sat in the car, I've not even driven yet. My lovely new car mats are filthy, but that's good. We're using them for what they're meant to be used for. I'm just glad I took the carpets off first. And I'm going to show you later just how easy these are to clean. Okay, we've popped to Tesco's. No, we haven't. We've Sainsbury's now. And the day's come where we're getting our son a big boy bed. We might need to get the seats down, but let's see. It might fit like this. There you go. Perfect. Easy. And no scuffs because we've got our boot mat. Very good. Okay, we are home now, and these mats are wipe clean, so I could literally go at them with a wipe, but it's a bit of they are covered all over, so I'm actually going to show you how easy it is to give them a proper scrub with a pressure washer. So we're going to do that now. Literally unclip them like that, so easy, and just slide them out, revealing our perfectly clean car underneath. Grab them from the other side. Don't know how they look like this from one walk, but there we are. So excuse the state of the garden. We've just had the bathroom done. Garden is the next job in the house, but we're going to give these a quick pressure wash. So they literally clip out. They're all made of plastic, so you can just quickly clean like that. And this one, done. So now I'll give them a quick shake off, and then we can pop them back in the car. They're like beading, look at that. It's literally beading with water, look. You see it? So easy to clean. So when we do have these cars for a little bit, I do like to also be a passenger because you get to experience the whole car in a whole different way. It's more about the comfort, and I can like play around with the entertainment system and stuff and really get used to all of that. And it's a really nice passenger car as well. Although I do find it's a bit more wobbly as a passenger. So the mats are all nice and clean, back in the car, nice and easy. Like I said, there is going to be a link below if you want to purchase some for yourself and check out what other car models they make mats for. And if you use code Lucy on Cars, you can get 20% off on the website or 15% off on Amazon. Another thing is they're great if you've got dogs, the boot mat especially. We have a dog in the family. We tried Lottie out in the boot earlier. She loved it. She loved the boot mat. She said it was a really nice boot liner, nice and comfortable for her. And because it's TPE, it's no toxic smelliness. It's just nice and pet friendly. It's also pet hair resistant as well, which is obviously great because pet hair gets everywhere. But overall, so impressed by this car. It's really made me want one. So if you can convince me not to for any reason, then please let me know in the comments. I don't know why I want convincing not, but it's I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have told me that they go wrong. So it's another car that I'm getting myself into. Really enjoyed living with this car. Got it all of tomorrow as well. So looking forward to that. And I hope this review's been helpful if you're considering purchasing one yourself. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks again to 3W for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you very soon in the next Lucy on Cars. Goodbye.